welcome. I'm Pia and you're watching this very special episode of Explained by NewsX. Now viewers, I'm sure you've all seen this photo right here that captures a very iconic moment. Donald Trump, having survived an assassination attempt at a rally in Pennsylvania, can be seen raising his fist high in the air, urging his supporters to fight. The assassination bid against Donald Trump has triggered a massive furor in the United States, with people across party lines condemning it. Leaders across the world too have expressed solidarity and have strongly denounced political violence, emphasizing that it has no place in democracies. Meanwhile, a federal probe into the matter is underway, yet Americans are clearly upset with the series of security lapses of this magnitude. Trump was campaigning in an open space at about 6:10 in the evening. The sun had not set and the shooter was merely 150 meters away. It is a distance from which a decent marksman could reasonably hit a human-sized target. One clearly does not need a sniper to see someone at that distance. The Secret Service, on Trump's right, only reacted after the gunshots were fired. Now, following this, the US Secret Service is under fire. The attack has raised some very serious concerns with regards to the security protocols of former US presidents. But what is this protocol? What triggered its creation? And how does the Secret Service ensure protection? On that note, let us in fact take a look at America's history. With 4 assassinations and 7 attempts against US presidents, sitting or former, America's past is rife with political violence. In 1865, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated at the Ford's Theatre in Washington by John Wilkes Booth. James A. Garfield was killed in 1881. He was shot at as he entered a train station in Washington, D.C. en route Massachusetts. He succumbed to his wounds 2 months later. A third assassination of a US president took place in 1901. William McKinley was shot in the stomach at close range at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo in New York. He died 8 days later from his wounds. It was this assassination that led to a major overhaul in the security cover of the President of the United States of America. The Secret Service was established 159 years ago on 5th July 1865. Its initial objective was to suppress counterfeit currency. But it was William McKinley's death in 1901 that led to the US Congress requesting the Secret Service to provide presidential protection. Upon this request, the Secret Service assumed full-time responsibility for presidential protection. Since then, it's been 125 years since the Secret Service has taken up this mantle. It has thwarted several attempts to assassinate US presidents, whether Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, Gerald Ford, or even Ronald Reagan. But how has it done so? How does the Secret Service ensure protection for the US president? Now, the Secret Service calls upon other federal and state and local agencies as well to assist on a daily basis. Its Uniform Division, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the US Park Police patrol the streets and parks near the White House. The military supports the Secret Service through the use of explosive ordnance disposal teams and communications resources as well. When the President of the United States travels, an advanced team of Secret Service agents work with the host city, state, and local law enforcement as well as public safety officials to jointly implement the necessary security measures. Now, as far as former presidents are concerned, the number of agents assigned depends on the perceived threats and the duration since leaving office. Security details sometimes number around 75 officers for round-the-clock protection shortly after leaving office. Recent former presidents are accompanied by 4 agents during outings, ensuring continuous coverage through shifts and day offs. Meanwhile, security protocols include thorough checks of venues like restaurants or convention halls before visits, involving background checks on staff and the deployment of bomb-sniffing dogs. Now, Donald Trump's case is very unique in the sense that it is not only the fact that he's a former president of the United States, but also a presidential candidate. It is a dual status that adds this complexity as Trump travels extensively between various locations. During most of Trump's campaign stops, local police have aided the Secret Service in securing the venue. Before the event, agents scanned the venue for bombs and other threats, and Trump invariably arrives in a fortified motorcade. In fact, law enforcement officials typically put up barriers as a perimeter, and people are required to go through a metal detector in order to enter the venue. Meanwhile, armed protective agents search all the attendees' bags, even wallets, and many rally-goers are patted down. Despite all this, Trump's security was compromised. 7 gunshots were fired at his rally and a bullet whizzed past his right ear, leaving a bloodied US presidential candidate. Meanwhile, the Secret Service scrambled to form a human shield and escort him off stage to safety. The gunman, Thomas Matthews Crooks, was neutralized, but as the FBI is probing his motive, questions as to whether he was a lone wolf or whether a larger conspiracy to take out America's principal opposition leader still lingers. The American public is meanwhile drawing parallels to the assassination of John F. Kennedy all the way back in 1963 in Dallas. Till this day, the motive remains a mystery. Americans are asking if the FBI can truly nail Trump's case. Well, that's all we have today on Explained by NewsX. Viewers, stay tuned for more.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.